brakes are going on now. The bike rides, the derailleur needs dialing in. I apologise if I'm not my usual energetic self today. I ran the waterfront half marathon this morning, so I'm pretty tired. On my knees, I'm not feeling great. But I want to get this rideable for tomorrow because I've got a 45-minute easy ride tomorrow that I would like to do on this bike, so I need some brakes. I'm going with the original brakes that came off the bike just because they're so wide. There's going to be more chance of fitting any tyre I want on these brakes rather than the Tiagra road brakes I've got. Alright, so starting with the front brake, we have these two kind of oval-y shaped washers that will hug the curve of the front fork. So we want to chuck that one in just like that. You have a little washer and the nut. Sorry, I've started recording in normal HD too. I've got a lot of issues with storage at the moment. It's starting to drive me insane, to be honest, because I just use my phone to record. So, and before I make the same mistake, I'm going to measure them because one will be way longer than the other, which is what I did with the shifter and ended up having a mental breakdown because I thought I'd bought cables that were too short, but I was using the front shifter on the rear derailleur. That one looks like nothing that came out. I believe it's this end that's going to work for me because that end won't fit at all, but there's no way to know without snipping it and feeding it through, so this might be a disaster moment. There we go. Now please be the right end. I guess we'll call that a win. I'm going to try and video as much of this as I can because I missed a lot of the gear routing video. Just because I ran out of storage heaps and it didn't go too well, to be honest with you. How much, I guess. And just roll that up because surely that needs to go up in there because, oh, I need an end on it. Measure this to there, but it's got to go across the bar and out here, so something like that. One thing I wish is that I bought a good pair of snips or some actual cable stripping pliers or something, you know. I am struggling a bit with my snips because it kind of crushes the end before it cuts it. It's like a barrel adjuster, and then I've got heaps of room to tape that up, heaps of room for a brake. I mean, always have to dial that in a little bit more later, but we have a front brake at least, and it's stopping the wheel. Whew. Alright, so now let's get the rear brake on there. Just putting these on again. They're round, whatever they are, whatever you want to call them. This brake goes straight through there. I'm tempted to just cable tie it to the top tube instead of using those. It just makes more sense to me. To be honest, I kind of wish I'd have looked at it because that would make more sense for the gears too, but because now I've got this that's going to get covered in mud and stop working. But anyway, I am not going to run the brake cable down to come back up. I'm going to run the brake cable across and then down that side of the frame. Executive decision. So you've got the barrel adjuster, yep. And then we have this pinch bolt. I guess it's gonna be that one. Yep. So I'm gonna turn this around. No, I don't know what to do. There we go. Jesus. You don't make that easy. I don't watch this because I'm going to use that the black cable cover. There-ish. That can go down to there. I hope you can kind of see what I'm doing there. I've got these tiny cable ties, not going to do too much good, but they'll be alright as a placeholder. So that comes around there. Cable ties. Anyway, so that's the vibe so far. Goes into the barrel adjuster. I know it's floppy right now, the cable, but it will be tight against that top tube like that. Whew. Cut that through and then pull it. Now the problem is it rocks to like, I think I've worked it out, so I can't run the cable how I want to. Because there's no tension pushing on here. Even if I cable tie it, there'll be no tension, because the way that these brake levers work is this tightens up onto there to create equal tension when you squeeze it. It's like a pair of scissors. I'm not sure why it works on the front side when there's no tension to be made. I don't know if that's short enough or what, but it seems as though the brake's just constantly going to be sat sideways. I'm not too sure why. And I don't want to run the cable down there. So, I don't know, I need to have a proper look at this because it's confusing me. So I'm going to start by headbutting the wall. So I'm going to start by flipping the brake pads around because they're actually on backwards. So like I said, because the brakes are they're not absolutely perfect right now, I'm going to leave quite a long tail on them, so I've got some adjusting. So I've got some means to adjust it. It's going to look silly for now, but I'd rather it look silly now and be able to fix it later if it goes out. So slide that on and just crimp it. There we go. And same again, I know that this one's more dialed in than the back, and I'm still going to leave like a half decent tail on it. It looks a bit shit, but I'd rather have room to adjust later. There's a bike hub up near me. I might go have a look at this morning, see if it's open. I've wanted to check it out a few times, but just never had a chance when riding past. So just before I ride today as well, I'm just going to adjust these one more time, because I felt when I had a little test ride the other day, although it wasn't a long ride, that I didn't have any flat. It's either hoods or nothing. And although I can't get the seat perfect right now, I'm just going to bring it forward and a little bit flatter, just because it's miles off at the moment. I'm just going to lift the whole stem up. It's a good, I've never used one of these cool stem adapters before, but it's a good thing about them. You don't need spacers or anything, because you can just tighten it at whatever height you want. But that's the minimum, so I'm going to put it up to that. Alright, so all I'm doing here is just taping the cable in the position where I want it. So for example, I want this to hug this corner, so I'm going to put some tape around the corner just to keep that cable where I want it when I put the bar tape on. It's just normal like sellotape, like it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Try the bike stand. Tell you what, if I build another bike, or when I build another bike, I'll be using a bike stand. I'll be biting the bullet and buying one. Around there. Alright, so now we're going to dial in the derailleur the best we can. Because it doesn't reach the smallest gear yet. Yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not got 8. Okay, so looking at this again, in first gear it's pretty stretched out, but there is some more to give. So I'm going to take one more link out of this chain because I'm not using the big ring anymore. So I'm going to take one more link out because when it's in gear 10, it's really slack and flappy. So yeah, I'm going to take one link out of this chain, then the gears are dialed in, then the grip tape's going on, and then I'm riding to the bike shop to get some bar plugs and cable ties, and to ask them what size tyres you think would fit on here, because I reckon I can get 38s on it. Okay, so I've got to wrap the bar tape. Going with a brown bar tape. It looks pretty crap, but I think it'll look good on the bike. I believe you leave half the width over the end and then wrap towards the frame. Is that towards over the top or towards underneath? Or does it not matter? I think it'll be towards over the top, right? So you would start like that and then go. And then I guess you just wrap over half, right? Like that. But the tape doesn't want to stick to itself, so you kind of got to wrap like that. Oh, I'm so close to like covering it all almost. I don't know if that's going to be covered, but you're supposed to just use the end piece to cover the bit that doesn't get covered, I guess. Jesus, that paper's annoying. Hope you can see still. This is quite satisfying actually. I thought I was going to hate doing this, but I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Uh-oh. No. Disaster. The bit that overlaps just here didn't overlap properly. There you go. And then I've seen people cut it in like a straight line. Need some scissors. Fuck. I've got tape to go over that anyway. That is terrible. But as long as it stays on for now, until I go get some actual electrical tape, that'll do. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Moment of truth. Oh, just a tiny bit that's not covered, but that's alright. I've got a little piece I can put in there. I think I did a pretty good job of that. And then I think just fold this in. Hopefully I've left enough to fold in. Oh shit, probably should have left a bit more out. Oh, I made that hard for myself, eh? Oh, not bad at all. Same again on this side. Leave myself a little bit more this time over. See if I can actually cover the gap this time. That side went a lot smoother than the other side, but usually the case if you're doing things in pairs. Because I left more hanging over. There you go. Wow, I got some compliments in the bike shop. Just pulled in to see what tyres they reckon they could fit on it, and they said 28 max. Fuck off. I'm going 35s. They reckon that there's no clearance on the rim. They reckon the rim's too narrow, but I'm sure that I can get a 35 on this rim. Yeah, man, definitely. I actually feel more comfortable on this than I do on my road bike, which is ideal because I'm using it for like cyclocross. My back brake's rubbing a little bit, but should be an easy fix. But yeah, buzzing. Just gonna do my 45 minutes and head home. It's okay now. Going up quite a steep hill, testing out the climbing gear. Noticed that my seat clamp's not clamping, so I'm shrinking.
started off in perfect position and now I'm like a little hamster trying to fucking pedal. Because my seat's just slowly shrinking as I'm going. Whew. Other than being so uncomfy because I'm so short now, I actually really like this bike. It seems to be whippy enough without the big gear to go downhill. I don't spin out. Well, I haven't been down a steep hill yet, but the climbing gear is still pretty hard to climb. So you wouldn't want to be in a big ring there. And it's just got character, I think. I mean, like say in the bike shop, a couple of people was like, "Oh, fuck, nice bike, mate. Like retro, that's sick," kind of thing. And then told me I could only fit 28s on. Back out. They just looked at the generic Continental chart online, because I guess they can't give you bad advice. But yeah, I want some 35s. I'll go 32, but man, I want 35s. I reckon I'm just gonna fucking get 35s and give them a go. See how they go. But fucking hell, what a nice day. Said it was gonna be thunderstorming today, but perfect day for a bike ride. My whole crank arm's about to fall off. Oh shit. Almost home. So we're just walking for a little bit now. Just to avoid rounding anything off. I don't know why I thought going from the first ride on this bike without bringing Allen keys was a good idea.